I think Sam Calgione from Dogfish Head put it best. He's like, saying you don't like beer is like saying you don't like food because you've only eaten McDonald's, you know? Like, it's so true.
That's 100% correct, Jake. And there are few places to experience a better variety of beers than at today's stop on In Hops We Trust, Long Beach Island's own Shipbottom Brewery.
Founded in 1995 from a homebrew kit in a Pennsylvania household, it took almost 20 years for these beer enthusiasts to open their own brewery in Wallingford, Pennsylvania. 4 years after that, they extended their reach to Beach Haven, New Jersey, and they opened Shipbottom Brewery, a hotspot for local beer drinkers here on LBI. It's noon o'clock here on the East Coast, so let's head on in and see what they got.
Back in the early 90s, I tried Sam Adams. It was their Boston Lager. It was excellent. It kind of blew me away. From that point, my brother and I started talking about home brewing. It was down in Shipbottom, New Jersey. When we did that, we did it with a plastic bucket, wooden spoon, a can of malt, basically dumped it in. Didn't know how it was going to turn out. It turned out pretty well, and kind of just amped up what I was doing from that standpoint for the next 15 years. And at that point, friends were urging me and family were urging me to do something with it. I had 4 kids, 4 small kids at home. So starting out in a commercial space when I talked to my wife just wasn't going to work for me. You have to put a couple $1 million into what you're doing. Just didn't have the backing. So the idea was to actually go to different festivals. People come up, ask questions about the beer, try the beer, and then we noticed we got a lot of repeat customers and the line just started getting longer and longer. So we knew we had something at that point. So starting the Nano Brewery, which is a small system out of my garage, was a perfect fit because we were able to test out the market to grow the brand. And that's where we really started. The brewery I have, I consider a Franken brewery. It's still in operation in Pennsylvania. It's under license. So it's something that I had to put together because at that time the equipment wasn't available. So it was all kind of pieced together like Frankenstein, which was really interesting.
I helped him brew in his garage a couple times too. You know, I went up there. I had to go see it. This guy told me he opened up a brewery, a licensed brewery out of his garage. And I'm like, no way. No. Like, so I had to go see it. I'm like, this guy's nuts. Like, what's he doing? Yeah, now here we are.
The idea then was to get the brewery back to the beach where it started as a hobby. So Shipbottom was a perfect name. It's a town here, but it's also a nautical name. So it resonates with people. It's not only people who are thinking about LBI, people don't know LBI hear Shipbottom and are kind of pulled towards the name.
Shipbottom is one of 6 communities on Long Beach Island, or LBI, an 18-mile-long island with some of the best sand beaches on the East Coast. Besides arcades, mini-golf, and the Old Barney Lighthouse, the island is known for its busy local fishing industry and, of course, its beer.
What happened in 2012 that really put us on the map, Hurricane Sandy hit. Right after that, the fire department from Shipbottom contacted us. They heard about us. I don't know how, but somebody told them about us, and they were going to do a festival. They had over $1 million of damage. So they came to me and said, okay, we want to do something where we're going to do a fundraiser. Can you make a beer for us? And we weren't at that capacity. Like I said, we do 2 half kegs at a time. And I really wanted to do it. So actually, in part of my garage, I built out a walk-in for cold storage. And then I would brew around the clock, which was kind of funny. Back then, I'd brew around the clock to get them the beer. What was really cool about the festival, we partnered with a wholesaler that had a fire truck that they converted into a tap truck. So when we drove up to the festival, we had taps on the side that were red. We had their logo on the side of the taps with crossed axes and a helmet, and it had their Engine 46 ale on there. People start crying, they're hugging me when they came out. It was a really special moment.
In the summer of 2016, Rob finally opened a 15-barrel production brewery on LBI in the town of Beach Haven.
The idea was to bring it back down to the beach. One of the reasons, too, was there weren't many breweries, craft breweries in New Jersey. So it was kind of like a new territory for breweries and felt like it was a good fit with us.
By the time he called me, I was working at Duck Rabbit in North Carolina. And I just get a text message from him one day saying, it's like, hey, you're finally opening up a brewery and I need a head brewer. You in? It's like, yeah.
I was in computer sales, IT sales for 25, 30 years. And then 2 years ago, I made the decision to give that up completely. So started from scratch out of my garage, and now to have 30 to 35 employees, have packaged goods all over is pretty much an accomplishment. It's a lot of fun. We're licensed in Pennsylvania. We're licensed in New Jersey. The spot you're sitting in right here, we get a lot of families in. So we get people that come in, they're vacationers. They come in with their kids. Their kids sit here and play giant Jenga, watch cartoons, really enjoy it while the parents are allowed to relax. In Pennsylvania, we have a beer garden. It's at an orchard. They have a petting zoo. It's the same kind of deal where people come in to relax with their kids. We actually do a mobile beer garden. Out in our parking lot, we have a 1971 VW bus that we outfitted with 8 taps. We have 2 bartenders that are certified that will pour for them for a 4-hour event. But in Pennsylvania, we're actually allowed to drive that around. So if we go to a farm market, we get a permit, we could have releases there, we could pour drafts, we could do different athletic events, social events, and basically promote ourselves.
I think it's a great industry to be in right now. And it's fun. And you get to drink on the job, which isn't bad.
Oh boy.
Hey, the In Hops We Trust app is the best way to follow all things In Hops related. On the app, you'll find the In Hops passport, rewards, crew info, updates on where we'll be for events, or where we might be filming next. The app is also the only place you'll be able to see certain content, like pre-release episode teasers or behind-the-scenes footage and exclusive content from event appearances. Our app is available on both iOS and Android devices, so please, go download it while I grab another beer. Oh, cheers. Hey, give me a tall boy.
Typically what will happen is we will get people that aren't familiar with craft beer. So people will walk up our stairs, come in and say, can I get a Coors Light or a Budweiser, something similar to that. So we really have to educate, so we get that a lot. And we have a lot of lighter beers like our Beach Patrol Hefeweizen or Barnegat Lager that are good transitional beers. Like, give them something with flavor, something that they'll enjoy.
I consider my job more like a chef, you wouldn't call a chef a food scientist. But what he's doing is science in a way that he knows to really sear that steak to get like that browning on it, but also keep it medium rare on the inside, like stuff like that. For me, at least, what I love about it is developing flavor profile.
Brewers are like the artists, and then this side of tap room is like their gallery. So it's like, and beer is all about perspective too. What you think is hoppy, I might think is not hoppy. What you think has spice, I don't think has spice. And it's like people come in and get their perspectives on beer, and they learn to like it.
We were always trying different beers or trying to do different styles. The one beer that we just recently did was a collaboration with the Chamonix Creek Brewing Company out of Pennsylvania, where we did a saltwater taffy IPA. We took locally made taffy from Atlantic City. We also used sea salt that we harvested from the bay behind us, right outside our windows. Added that to the beer.
These days, I'm kind of more focused on lagers, like a solid classic, like Czech style or Southern German style Pilsner. If you nail that just right, like it really means everything to me. I'm not trying to knock anything. You can still find me with a Miller High Life in my hand.
Do I have a favorite beer? Yeah, actually, it would be our Czech Pilsner. Would be number one. I mean, we don't have any of it left. Actually, we do. I have it stashed away, but it's one of my favorite. And then probably the Barnegat Lager would be next up. And then the Mexican Stout. So I got those top 3 right now.
We make it with Mexican chocolate, Mexican cinnamon, Mexican vanilla, and Mexican ancho and chili peppers.
We have a blueberry wheat that's very good. It's very refreshing. One of my favorites are IPAs. So I'm not into the really juicy New England style, but we do West Coast IPAs that I like. Freshly baked series, which we do different pies. So we did a peach cobbler ale. It blows people away because they don't expect those flavors in beers. We do a key lime pie sour. We do banana cream pie, a chocolate coconut porter. This came out with a mermaid blonde ale. This is important to me because my daughter has special needs. And ever since I started the brewery years ago, I wanted to do something for her. So this supports the Sturge Weber Foundation for her disease, and we're packaging this. This is one of our year-round brands now, and very proud to have this available in cans.
We make a beer once a year called Mary Lee, Please Don't Eat Me. It's a Saison, like Belgian farmhouse style ale. We did it because they were tracking Mary Lee, the shark, the big great white, and a lot of times she was sighted or tracked just off of our coast here, or at least one time she came into the bay over here, the Barnegat Bay.
Are you a fan of In Hops We Trust? Then check out our newest show, Beard Broads. Beard Broads explores the craft beer industry from the female perspective. Join us for tastings, tips, and fun facts about the broad world of beer. You can catch episodes on the Beard Broads playlist on the In Hops We Trust YouTube channel. Cheers, ladies!
For the next 5 years, we're actually looking at expanding. So we have the space here. We're a 15-barrel system. So we produce, when we're canning, it's probably 125 cases at a time that we get out in production. It's hard for us to actually keep up with demand. So we're looking in the next year and a half actually build out another production facility. That would be 30-barrel with 120-barrel fermenters. So we'll increase our production probably about tenfold.
I definitely see a lot of possibility and a lot of fun too. A lot of hard work, but a lot of fun.
It's been a challenging time, definitely since March, since the pandemic started and we had all the lockdown and restrictions. Doing a lot of curbsides. We've been doing a lot of new releases in the last couple months. More fruited beers, IPAs, fruited IPAs, milkshake IPAs. The customers have really been supportive with us and helping us out and really support local small breweries. But it's harder because we have to do more work. We got permission from the town to have an outside beer garden. This is our busy season. Losing a day is really definitely hurting us.
Unfortunately, Shipbottom's story is a familiar one during this pandemic. If you're near LBI and Shipbottom, or any of the breweries we've covered on In Hops We Trust, make sure you're supporting them during these tough times. These hard times have affected us all, but they will not last.
In Hops We Trust.
Want another beer? Check out our channel, In Hops We Trust Film. There you'll get all our latest content, including new episodes, tastings, and all things In Hops related. Cheers! In Hops We Trust is an Ambassador Studios production.